Welcome to the loudest zombie game I've ever played in my life. It's very loud. Oh god, let me lower the volume. It's House of Necrosis. This game I've been following for a very long time. It takes the zombie genre, it takes the survival horror genre that's sort of made famous by Resident Evil. In fact, it looks almost exactly like the Resident Evil games, but it adds a turn-based twist to it, which I think is very interesting. In fact, it's so inspired by Resident Evil that if you looked at the screenshot side by side and you showed somebody this and you said this is Resident Evil 1, they would believe you. In the depths of the forest, an old mansion stands. It's the classic mansion story. Reports of bizarre murders have surfaced. A special forces team was sent, but no one has returned. And again, it's just like Stars, right? You enter the mansion with your team, but now you are alone. And again, it's the same classic idea. The Stars team gets broken up, and now there's only one. The halls are dark, and unsettling sounds echo all around you. I always love the idea of a Resident Evil parody-style game always using the setting, because the setting by itself, honestly, is such an interesting thing that you can parody, because it makes no sense, right? Like this question, will you survive? It's like, I don't know. Why is the mansion so huge? Why does the mansion have statues that you move around and with sockets that you put gems into that somehow activate certain doors? It doesn't make any sense. But that's why it's so strange. And that's why this game is so cool, because again, look at this. It is a completely different style of game. It's arguably, it's closer in construction to a roguelike than it is a normal survival horror game. That's why it's really, really cool. From menu, items, I have this character, I have a knife at the moment. Examine. Options, toggle full screen. Is there like a WASD to move, attack is space, so you can swing that way. You can shift and move to run, and skip turn by pressing X. In its construction, it sort of reminds me a lot of the idea of whatchamacallit. What's that game called again? I think the Mystery Dungeon series, right? That series I think is fascinating because you get a lot of these same ideas where in the Mystery Dungeon series, you know, it takes a game that normally isn't turn-based like this, or just is turn-based, but it just isn't a roguelike, and transforms it into this, right? You have the Pokemon one, the Mystery Dungeons, you have different versions of it. And I think it's a very fascinating take on it, because the genre almost doesn't matter to the IP for those games. And this one too, it's like the IP of it is really just a very generic, and nowadays it's generic. At the time it was really cool, but Resident Evil is sort of genericized in a very funny way now, where people make fun of the fact that you're just in this mansion, right? But then it says, hey, with this framework, we're gonna make a really, really cool game out of it that's basically just a roguelike. And honestly, it kind of works. It's surprising how good this is. And even the idea of you being able to look around is sort of fascinating, that it still gives you that ability to look around, to see what's down hallways, or maybe, you know, what could possibly be out of view, because your camera view is very limited, right? It's a fascinating approach to a game that I think typically wouldn't have stuff like this, where most roguelikes, you never go into a first-person view, and you never really play in this modern setting. Like, it's strange, but even the Mystery Dungeon series, all of it has always been specifically that setting of like just some fantasy world, right? Which is fine, but then you have something like this where you now get to play in this almost modern context where we have a handgun and probably like a rocket launcher at some point. Neutralizes the effect of poison. Huh. What do I just do? How do I examine? There's no item to examine here. What? Items. Message log. Nope. That's not good. It's interesting too that they decided to go with a roguelike that has no diagonal movement. It's one of those design decisions that's very hard to work with. Oh god, it's so loud. Because without the diagonal movement, both the player and the enemies have a much more static back and forth, right? But I think it actually works very, very well. And again, for a zombie game, it's a surprisingly rare type of game that you might never find except for Cataclysm DDA. Like, it's strange to me that of the zombie games out there, every single one is a first-person affair, or a third-person affair, or some sort of top-down affair, some isometric affair. None of them are actually something even close to a roguelike in terms of complexity. Like, there's no RPG stats, even though I feel like the zombie genre is probably one of the better ones to do RPG stats for. This idea of like oh, like how good are you at doing certain things and sort of organizing your survivors by those resources. That's a fascinating concept that I very rarely see explored. It's usually the player in direct control of who they're playing. Even though realistically, right, in a zombie apocalypse when you have very few people, you do have to work with people's strengths. The only other game that I can think of that has done that in a third-person context, actually, now that I think about it, is State of Decay 2. That's why that game is really, really good. But it also has some flaws where it's like, you have to wait for this, wait for that. And so it's unfortunate that the game isn't perfect, but it's sort of like, well, do you aim for perfection, or do you just work with what you have, and it's still pretty good? Examine? There's no items to examine here. What about the dead body that you just killed? I'm actually surprised that I have 200 health. It seems like a lot of health for just starting the game. Scaling wise, it seems very, very strong. Oh, we leveled up! Wow. We leveled up? Oh, weapon leveled up. Weapon leveled up? Wait, maybe this is closer to the idea of the something was it sHiReN the WaNdErEr, like that style, the mystery dungeon style, than I realized, because I think that game also had the idea of leveling up your weapons too. And I vaguely even remember the idea exploited in other games like this guy. So recovers some HP, increases max HP by 25 when consumed at full health. I wish I knew how to shoot people, because that would probably help me. Oh, it's F. Wow. Yellow serum. I like these names. Wait, blue herb, green herb, right? Yellow serum. A bottle containing yellow liquid. Using it or throwing it at an enemy will reveal its effect. So this is really... That was a warp serum. This is a really classic roguelike construction. Even the idea of potions that aren't revealed until you open them. Again, it actually kind of works. I'm actually curious to see how far they take this concept, right? Because roguelikes are sort of their own beast, where a lot of the things that you do in a roguelike are very specific to a roguelike, and then there's things that you do in a zombie game that are specific to the zombie game genre. I wonder, for instance, if there's survivors that you go around and find. Most roguelikes never have friendly NPCs, barring like some roguelikes that might have a summoner class of some kind, but for the most part, it's just going to be you. A lot of roguelikes play with the idea of you can't stay on a floor forever. You will have to leave that floor at some point because something's going to chase you, right? Think of something like the Spelunky Ghost. I wonder how this is gonna go. Oh my god, it's a zombie! This isn't good. That was really good. Wait, sometimes the zombies can sever and become the crawling zombies. Interesting. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna make it. That's a lot of zombies. Why are there so many zombies? I take double damage, I'm bleeding. Oh no. Got ancient corn, you're not bleeding anymore. Ancient corn, got melee upgrade, got herb. Change hat? Change hex, sorry. To curse a non-boss enemy and change its form. Ancient corn. Some tarnished coins are used as currency. Maybe traded for valuable items. What is this? What is this mansion? You know, maybe it still hits just as good as like a normal zombie game. Because in a normal zombie game, the one thing that's interesting about the genre is that it's this feeling of being overwhelmed and overpowered. Because zombies are slow. Uh-oh! Okay. I wonder if I can use this. Does it work? Nothing happened? No. Can I use this? Throw this hex. To curse the target, push it back. What is that? It's the Punisher or the Nemesis! That's a boss. Okay, I'm dead. It's not even close. Like, I'm just dead. Evacuation map. That's sick. That's actually sick that I go to the next... I went to the next floor and a zombie instantly killed me. Well, at least the game doesn't have any crazy puzzles. Death is no escape. What? The end is just another beginning. Okay. Wait, there's a story. I honestly thought the game was just gonna be a roguelike that you just kept going down, and that alone would have been enough for me because that type of gameplay is really good. But I guess they are going for a Resident Evil / Final Fantasy style camera and story-esque thing. Ah, you're still alive. I saved you from certain death, you know. Brought you to my safe place. Quite the wretched nook, wouldn't you say? Me? Oh, I'm just a scavenger of sorts. A humble collector of treasures. A rat in a maze. Just like you. Oh, you're looking for your comrades? How tragic. I'm afraid they've likely faced their dire end already. Or worse. Transformed into something horrible. Such a sad fate, isn't it? Oh, wanting to leave this place, are you? No, but it's not so simple. It really is not. No one truly knows how to leave this twisted labyrinth. You can't simply walk out, can you? It's like a cruel joke. A never-ending nightmare. But listen closely. There are many floors. And in the deepest depths, perhaps there lies the answer you seek. I'm going crazy. But beware. The paths of those depths are fraught with danger. Oh, I wouldn't dare venturing too deep. Oh. And you wish to trade alternative to the rare treasures from shiny coins or fair exchange when you say, well then good luck at the journey. But if I was seeing, perhaps when he sees you, farewell. Oh my god, wait, you actually do like a normal Resident Evil style walking. That's game. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Hey, I'd like to trade with you. Ah, you've returned. Looking to trade? Talk. These sentinels are quite scary, aren't they? I wouldn't dare why waking them up. I can't wait to continue our conversation. If you manage to return again, that is. These sentinels are quite scary. I can't wait to continue our conversation. Only if you return. Okay. Wow. What am I looking at? Using this teleports you back outside to a safe place. What is outside? I was thinking to myself, like, do we only stick with the idea of a knife and a handgun? Because on one hand, it's like, okay, do you stick with just the basics of a genre that's been roguelike-ified, right? Where it takes the genre, translates it over, and then your upgrades are just handgun, shotgun, and none of the crazy modifiers that you would find in a roguelike? Seems like that's not true. It really is leaning into the more fantasy portion of a roguelike within the, but like wrapped in a package of zombies. Which again, great, because zombies is just, you know, it's a great enemy type. But what does outside mean? I wonder if there's other portions of this map too. Because I also thought, in seeing the game immediately, I thought we were just going to be in that roguelike world the entire time. But if there is an outside, I wonder how much of it is based off of Resident Evil and how much you play the game like a Resident Evil game. Build this text to curse target. Encyclopedia. Reading this book will identify things. Elixir of Strength. Will increase the strength for this run. Increases melee damage. Will increase your inventory space permanently. Getting hit might summon apparitions with this jacket. Hits all targets when you're surrounded. That's sick. The Omni Knife, like the Omni Blade, like the Omni Slash. Lucky Handgun. Chance to preserve ammo. Blow to the jacket. Chance to release poisonous gas. Aware and Knife. Split damage to the target behind you. That sucks. Magic Handgun. Increases, might break at any moment, increases melee damage. Occult Handgun. Chance to heal yourself on hit. Chance for killing blows that cost no ammo. Fires twice per turn for half the damage. That seems really good. Everything seems so nice, and I wish I could afford any of it. What's in the chest? So this is my chest of items. I can take the rescue crystal, which I guess would be good. And we can explore the room a bit. I wonder if it does the transitions of the view. Let's say you get to the edge somewhere and you can like move your view around. Maybe not actually. What? Ah, you return. Okay, so it's a little far. You can reach pretty far. What is? So there's something with this. Old books, nothing of importance. There's no way. You know, actually, maybe I am Final Fantasy pilled, but I never realized the similarities between Final Fantasy's old school style of camera system and Resident Evil's. This is really interesting. I did not expect this. I know it's strange to say, like, whoa, so cool, a room, a lobby. But yeah, there's something about me that just goes, I kind of did want to play a Resident Evil-esque style game without playing Resident Evil. Not to say that it's a bad game, but I just thought it'd be funny to see what people do with the idea of you stuck in a mansion. and to see what happens when you have a game that sort of breaks out of that mold in a way. It's an emblem depicting a spider above the keyhole. That's a spider key. Okay. I'm assuming this takes you into the main mansion. Leave at the inner halls. Interesting. Can we go back afterwards? Is what I'm curious about. You can't. It's actually really different now. Very different. Hello, zombie. I wonder how people come up with games like this, right? Because the combination is such a strange combination to have, unless you play Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Which, in my opinion, one of the best zombie games out there, yeah? Even in spite of its current sort of flaws in the iteration, those are minor enough that make me go, I'd be fine with it. Use. It's an experience serum. What? Because there's something about the genre that I think works. You get a lot of the complexity of a zombie game, and still a lot of the same tension. Because I think roguelikes are the one genre that translates the tension well, without having to have it be your standard first-person game affair. Why did the crow spawn again? Is there a crow spawning, or do they spawn themselves? Oh. I dodged. Nice. I'm actually very surprised that the game even has complex mechanics like dodging. Like, it seems like the idea of a dice roll game is in this game. It really does feel like what they started with was probably, that's terrible, was a roguelike first, and then they built maybe the zombie frame around it. It's fascinating how good the gameplay works. And then the idea of leveling weapons too is also very interesting, because again, the more that you use it, the better it might be, depending on what it is, right? Grimoire of Healing, what? Read this book to learn the cure spell permanently. Spells? Kiriga! Well, how often can I use the spell? You don't have the power to cast out. What was my power? I didn't expect the Final Fantasy thing. That's pretty good. Increase my max HP. This is really cool. Wow. I'm actually very impressed. Very happy, actually. It feels like a shitpost, though. Like, it is funny to think that... What? I'm sorry, this knife heals me? It's a lifesteal knife? Sick. I'm sure that gun is okay. Honestly, just keep eating herbs. I feel like max health is worth so much more than healing. Maybe they set out to make a roguelike first, and then in thinking of what they would do for a setting for a roguelike, it's like, well, do I want to make yet another fantasy roguelike, which is bad? Or do we go, wholesale into the idea of like full-on parody? And what's a good parody to like look? What does a good parody look like? Just take sort of like the tropes and the mechanisms of other games and apply those tropes in the most maximal sense, right? And then you get whatever this is. Brown Shiro. That was good. Use the herb. Okay, I did not know that thing has a... Okay, so that thing attacks once every other turn. What the... Some of these mechanics are pretty complex, too. The idea of some monsters doing damage on the next turn forces you to have to be aware of what you're doing, and forces you to think about, okay, well... Do you want to do it on this turn? Do you want to get some extra damage in the hopes that you might kill it? Enemies like the crow spawning extra enemies means you have to be aware of if there might be an extra copy on the floor waiting to eat you, right? It's pretty good. Of the concepts that they could have gone for, this works very, very well. And it's not it's not a simple roguelike. It's actually a very fun roguelike so far. It's obviously and two, it's obviously not as overtly complex, which I think is actually a benefit, because sometimes when you play a roguelike, a lot of these roguelike games can be almost too complex to the point where they feel obtuse, and then it's no longer fun. Whereas this one is just, you go in, you immediately know what to do. The controls are simple, but then it's the interactions where the game really shines. Because even that choice, my choice of doing specifically that, is strange, because if you do that and you use all your items to give you bonus max health, and then you don't use it to heal later on, it's sort of like well, is that a safe choice for now or for later? It's those interactions that I think I enjoy the most from the roguelike genre. Also, please do follow Athel and the Red. Again, Nagi as well as Hebisaurus. For them playing with me earlier, please do follow them. Yeah, I just feel like in a roguelike, because the genre is so simple to play, I think the more you complicate it with more buttons to press, the worse the genre gets, right? In many ways, that's sort of why I don't like playing too many roguelikes. A lot of them can be almost way too complex, and they lose sight of sort of why people play it. See that risk? It's like, okay, if I do it and I miss, I die. If I don't, then I would. Interesting choices. There's a bird in the floor. If I go for this guy. That was good. There's so many birds. Evacuation map gets me to the nearest exit. Throw this hex to curse the target. I could identify my 2 items now, but I do want to wait a bit, I think. Even my favorite zombie game of all time, Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, it's gotten so obtuse to the point where it's like, it sort of makes you go, maybe they got lost in the sauce a little bit too much, and now no one really knows what to expect of the game. Vampire is full. Oh shit. I guess I'm using this now though. Sanguine Knife. Increase damage the further where you shoot. Chance to heal based on damage. Nice. Oh. I can do a quarter of its health. Throw this to quarter hex. Throw. Confuse hex. You fool. I can throw this one to do change, but I think what I want to do is vampire hex and shoot it. What is a sentinel, actually? That's kind of a weird phrase. I just realized that that's a sentinel that the character, the shopkeep, was talking about. And he mentioned that they're scary, but why would they be scary? Like, why would there be so many of them that you have to be worried about them? I mean, granted, this guy's kicking my ass, but if it's worth the experience, wouldn't you want to farm them more and more? That seems pretty worth. And I thought I had power. Oops. Maybe that wasn't worth it, actually. Yeah, no, I get why they're scary. Yeah, I get it. Okay, there's a defense stat, so there is defense in this game. Not sure what it does, but we'll figure out later. I guess. I'm not feeling too hot. What the fuck is that? Mystic. Mystic? What the hell do you mean mystic? Leveled up. We got some healing from the level up. That was good. Okay, so there's a lot more enemy types than I expected. But again, that's the flexibility of the zombie genre, right? You could have boring zombies, which aren't bad. I think boring zombies are actually good. But you could also have really cool looking zombies too. And that's totally fine too. I think that works as well. And avoid the sentinels. You know, I get what the sentinels are. The game is trying to go for something similar to, say, almost like a puzzle game, right? Where you need to be careful about where you move. It's like your positioning matters in the same way that it does for most roguelikes. But the mapping, I will say, is so simple that it almost doesn't matter, except for the fact that you have those sentinels. I think what they were going for was, okay, the map is very simple. There's not too many crazy things. Maybe there's hidden walls are like here and there, but I don't know. But there's enemy types that work within the map that you have to deal with, that you have to like figure out how to avoid and like how to exploit their weaknesses. In this case, and also work around their strengths. In this case, the sentinel won't activate. It's enraged. The sentinel won't activate unless you get close to it. And so it's just a matter of positioning yourself to exploit the fact that it's not doing anything. And this dog, for instance, those two combined means you have to be careful about where you move, because the dog forces you to move to a new tile, but you also need to be careful of sentinels plus other enemies. The Mystic was trying to confuse me. There's a red dog. Foul Hound. Oh shit. Bow Hound. I can do this. That was very close. Sword? I'm sorry, forget the knife. I feel like the sword is... That's a pretty cool weapon. What? Okay, now it's just a full roguelike. Like, at this point, the zombies almost don't matter. I wonder if this gives me... It does give me two attire. Okay. Oh, whoa. So, sword is for 2 tile damage. I see. That's interesting. And the Devourer will sometimes use a ranged attack to eat me alive. That's cool. I did... What was the message log? What happened to me? Sorry. Devourer. Got Confused Hex, equipped Dull Sword. It's a critical hit. Gun leveled up. It is now ranged handgun 1. Gotcha. You know, I know the knife is low range, but I kind of like the idea of it healing me. The stronger the knife gets, the better the healing, technically, right? You sense a menacing presence. Okay, so this is the boss fight here. I don't think I'm gonna make it, but... So the interesting part of a roguelike is that you can choose whether or not to continue from that point. So we do have the ability to run away at any moment. So I'm not too worried. I'm also thinking that spells, I think, are like a one-time use per spell book. So next time we find a spell book, we might want to save it because I used it and now we can't use it again. Maybe I should throw my knife too. Like, thinking about this, I should just throw my knife. There's a zombie. Throw my knife at the boss, maybe. Surely weapon throwing is a real mechanic. EQ level 10? What? Sanguine knife level 3. Perfect. And I leveled up. This actually might be doable. I think the first run death was just one of those scripted deaths where it's like, you have to die in order to get to that tutorial zone so that the game can continue. Though, I always love those zones because theoretically, with enough ingenuity, you could technically continue playing the game onwards from that point and never have to deal with, you know, losing things. Although now I'm kind of doomed. Confused Hex. That was good. Fuck. He moved downwards because he's very confused. None of ammo. Throw. Okay, I knew throwing would work. Okay, that's... I'm so dead. Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting that the enemy would do a charge move like that, because normally, a lot of these enemy types would be very static, right? You would swing, they would swing. So to see them also go for like a charge move like this, I'm so dead. Eat the herb. Oh god! Okay, don't fight in the hallways. The hallways are really bad. That was a really bad move. Okay, I mean, it's really bad no matter what you do. There's also a whirlwind. If I'm gonna fight him in the hallway, I need to fight him further away from the entrance. I mean, closer to the entrance. Further away from a choke point. Like, that's a bad choke point. Though I could kill him, eventually. I'm dead. Oh my god. Oh, the Devourer! I forgot it has a ranged attack, and I was like, okay, maybe I can outrun it, but I should have used the crystal to go back. Ah, I'm a fool. I lost all my coins. All me coins. Ah, you're still alive. I saved you from certain death. You should really be more careful out there. We don't want you to end up as one of those monsters, do we? Yeah, we really don't. I'm assuming I lose all my items? Yeah, all my coins? Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. But it makes sense, because you can buy a rescue crystal for 30, and then you can always go back and forth, right? So, increases equipment drop chance. Switchblade. Wise jacket. Okay, well now I know not to play so risky and actually try and make my way back next time instead of just dying for free. And actually, I don't have a rescue thing anymore, so I can't go back anymore. I think I ruined this run. If you equipping on can be dangerous, but it might be worth the risk. Yeah, okay. I think I ruined the run. Oh, I ruined it. I should have played safer. I should have gone back. But you know what? That's just a roguelike. You know? Now I know not to press the button so quickly, because every time I do, I suffer just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. But the max health play was the right choice. The more max health, the better. I've seen a lot of max health. I'm mostly too that the stat systems in this game are very exact. There's no mystery stats except for like dodge and crit and stuff, but it seems like your weapon displays that, and it's low enough, it seems, that, and it seems like it's only beneficial for you, so it never seems like a frustrating thing. It seems like, for instance, the damage that you take is fairly static, the healing that you have is fairly static. It feels like a very understandable game. It doesn't feel like I need to do very complicated math to figure out things. And I like that it tells you everything, too. It reminds me a lot of Tales of Magic 4, or like Tome 4, which is another roguelike, where that game is very heavy on information. Which is good, because it means you'll never be surprised by something that should be fun. Walked on brown syrup. I'll drink it. You were confused. Uh-oh. You're not confused anymore. Ow. Ow. Oh, EQ level up is equipment. I thought it was like, you know, your emotional quotient or something. This is good. It's sort of interesting that it also suffers from the same flaws as other roguelikes too, right? The idea of your early game has a lot of grinding. If you really are just grinding for the most part in the early game, and hoping that RNG falls in your favor to give you really solid items. And even, I think even worse too is that the game is very simplistic in its mapping so far. Very, very simple, straight hallways, no real complicated terrain stuff. Which is sort of good and bad, right? You get rid of all the headache of trying to figure out, oh, okay, well, lava is obvious, but other terrain, it's like, why does the grass hurt me here? Oh, because it's spiked grass. You know what I mean? It gets rid of that problem. But in doing so, it also means that there's very little variation when you play going through these early levels. It's all sort of the same. Also, I realized the zombie trick. You can kite them forever, because they act every other turn. I don't know why I was tanking them for so long. Because they only move every other turn. I don't know why I was tanking them the entire time. Could have been so much easier if I just kited them like this. See, stuff like that makes me feel like the map thing isn't that bad of an issue. Like, it's there. But the game works really well from a base sort of a mechanic perspective. The baseline mechanics are really, really solid. The ways that you interact with the world is really good. Though, I will say, it's interesting now that there's changes like that, where the dog no longer has that one churn delay when they hit me. And they immediately hit me. I wonder what the tell for that is. I stepped on the trap that healed me. So nice. I will take these herbs now. I actually could have played this out so much better by healing basically the full. Had I just thought about that mechanic of them running around and having that churn delay, I actually could have probably beaten the boss because it was so close. I also failed to dodge the first whatchamacallit move that I had. If I was able to do that, I think I would have been fine. What a shame. See what this jacket is. Okay, wait. That one has no thing, actually. No effects. Risky jacket. Doubles damage, even incoming. That seems really good. I actually don't mind that I get double damage. To me, as long as I can kill things faster. Everything aside from the boss is doable. And with double damage, see that? Way better. The crows become less of a threat. I can basically farm advantage. That's pretty good. 2 handguns, that's fine. What's serum? Lack serum. That's a EXP serum, I guess. That's good. Well, it's a mystery serum. Look at that! Like, that's so... Uh-oh. Okay, not the Sentinel, though I know there's a Sentinel there now. Now we can move on from here. Again, what a well-designed, almost like mini roguelike game. It's cool. I wonder how much further the mechanics grow too, because the enemies get definitely complicated, which I enjoy. I think a lot of the complications should come from the enemy archetypes, because it's one thing to have complication from the player perspective, but from enemies, I think that's much more fun, because then you actually get to deal with new, interesting situations versus having to scramble to remember you're one of like 2,000 tools, right? And we do see more enemies once we get to floor 4, so I'm excited to see what's the next after floor 4 even. That hurts. Okay, I'm poisoned. Alright. Yeah, that's cool. What are you? No! Why do you say no? Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit, the Devourer. You healed him? Okay, this is really bad. So weaken their attacks, you get weaker. It's fine. Get him too, get the dog. Okay, oh, okay, single file, everyone, single file. That was awful. A rifle? That's pretty good. You get lower crit chance, but you get more base damage. That's an interesting item. Oh, that's what it does. Grimoire of Weakness. Learn the spell to crepify permanently. And we only really have one use of a spell. I'm willing to use the cure now. Kidaga! Eris! Aerith! Use cure! Aerith! What are you doing? Don't use jump on the sword! Switchblade. What does this do? Base damage. Same crit, actually, but no plus because it's currently 0. But that's fine. Technically, it's better than a knife immediately. Why would I not want to use this ever? Holy shit. I'm gonna confuse you. You turned around. Thank God. Oh my god. This is a bit of a disaster. The rifle's working well. I'm thinking we just drop the handgun for now. It has higher crit chance, but for now we need to deal with this. I think we can push a little bit more. I'm gonna drop both knives, because Switchblade is technically worth more now. With the same crit chance, right? Unless scaling on the knife changes, I don't think so, but... Actually, I do wonder if this game is gonna make that type of callback, because you can level up weapons, which sort of brings back to memory this idea of, Oh, that's what the trap is. I see. The idea of, whatchamacallit? Resident Evil's weapon upgrade system, right? The sort of the classic deal where it's like, oh, you get this upgrade for this gun, and now it does this. I wonder if it's gonna go down that route. And if it does, what does that feel like? Because then, if maybe it's worth it to keep a high-level weapon and make it strong enough to the point where I can use it for anything, right? You stepped in a trap, but the trap failed. Okay, well, I now see what the blue is. I knew it was a healing trap, but I kind of wanted to see if it was a normal trap too, but... I think there are normal traps, but they're rare. They don't have nothing. Alright, perfect. Oh shit, I can't use it. I really should have saved that. I don't know why I wasted it. Because the boss is next round. Come here. Alright. 6 bullets. That's okay. We do push hex, drop this. Push hex is really good, especially for that boss. That's a confuse hex. Okay, I think we're ready. I need to hunt that boss ASAP. I have all my strongest stuff right now. If I'm gonna die, I TP away by going back with the rescue crystal. Oh, but it takes 3 turns to use. Shit, it takes 3 turns to use it. So maybe I should have kept the escape plan. Oh no, it wasn't an escape plan. It was a floor plan. Oh shit, he's right there. 4 ammo. 1 ammo. Okay, throw this at him to push him away. Shoot him again. Okay, now we do a weaken hex. We do the demi spell on him. Alright, so now we do a demi spell on him. We do water hex. We do like this. I'm so dead if he does anything here. I'm so dead. It's actually such a painful spot to be in because of his dash move. Okay, keep that zombie there. I'd rather deal with the zombie than whatever is behind the zombie. Oh my god, I actually killed it. Alright, what's behind the zombie? Please don't. Wow. We made it. Huh. Infusion Serum Protector. That's interesting. What's this? Unidentified. Higher base everything. And I lose Risky, which is probably better. To be honest with you. Even though Risky is nice. Revolver, Switchblade. Okay, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. I need to drop some things. I'm gonna go back to town now. Drop this. Drop this. We take Mystery Serum. We take this rifle. Feeling lucky. I'm Invis, Switchblade, and Revolver, Switchblade. Okay, so these 2 items now here. If I can sell some things, but I think I just drop this, and I drop this. I can even examine, actually. Inspect. Confuses the user. What? And we go back. Our first ever successful run. It's very mystery dungeon coded, because even the idea of mystery dungeon was you go in a little bit, you get a little bit further, and then you choose to escape or you keep on going, right? The idea of that slow growth pattern. It's very different from like the classic roguelike where you just keep going down, but I still think it works. Ah, you've returned. Look, the trade, yeah. I'd love to trade 1 rescue crystal, please. I'll leave that later. Small key. Use this key to safely open a random box from your inventory without triggering its trap. What? Furious Knife. Defender Switchblade. Pristine Knife. Magic Knife. Kinda wanna identify everything. Is that possible? Wait, is this free? Seems free. Well, I guess it is free. Oftentimes using an item can make all the difference. So don't be too stingy with them. I can't wait to continue our conversation. No, wait, hang on. What do I have? Increase equipment drop chance. That's a good switchblade. Shots might cause explosion when I'm on low HP. Increases more equipment chance. Explodes when thrown. Killing blows grant bonus XP. I think we have to go for the bonus XP, yeah. I think XP is really worth it. Bloodlust Revolver. Critical shots heal you. Versus the shots might cause explosion. And it is double crit chance. That seems pretty good. Oh, but the rifle with the range is really good. And oh, the reloading rifle with no ammo cost seems really good. Oh, no. No, I think it's good. I think we go for this. This is a good setup. Bloodlust to heal on shooting if we need to. Killing blows. No, but with a gun for healing, does it matter? If I'm using the gun, I ideally want to kill someone. So, looter, wise, bonus EXP. Does bonus EXP matter? Versus loot? I feel like loot is so much worth more. It's worth so much more. It's a cool itemization system, and I'm actually surprised that it's very lenient on the idea of identifying items. The shop does not feel as frustrating as I thought it would be. Like initially, I thought the shop was going to be a terrible process because you have to constantly buy things and constantly replenish resources and save up like the full amount. But no, you actually get to play around with it a bit. It's nice. Elixir of Strength. I could do this actually just for this run. Magic Knife increases crit chance, hits all targets when you're surrounded, but I like the drop chance. Chance to train invis doesn't really matter if I'm just gonna stand there and swing anyways. Look at these two. Nice. I also could have saved some things, actually. I could have saved some things. But I play roguelikes in the form of torture. It's a form of torture. I play roguelikes in the form of torture. In the key of torture. The idea being that if I was going to lose anyways, you know, if I believe that I'm always going to lose, then it doesn't matter if I win, because I'm gonna lose because I'm just gonna sabotage myself. In the key of torture. Now, elixir of strength. So for this entire run, my strength is higher now. I have a new handgun. I've got a revolver of some kind, and that damage increase is actually really good. Wow. I wonder when the maps get more complicated. The boss was a cool touch, but with my current power level and, you know, having to basically fight for my life to kill the boss, it feels like we're not really going to get to a new level anytime soon. And that's with me sort of knowing the genre, right? I wonder if somebody's first time with this game would be so much more worse for them because they don't know roguelikes. They don't, well, not that it's a hard genre to think of, but just the mindset that it sort of forces on you. It forces like this weird trend-based positioning mindset that's like Final Fantasy Tactics, but or like a tactics-style game, but much more involved because there's no churn order. Everybody moves at the same time, so you have to like. It's the same. Actually, it's the same type of thing when you play chess, where you have to think of the moves ahead of time. Not to say that I'm like a chess god, but it is difficult to get people who have never really played the game and don't really enjoy the process of playing it to think in that way. Spam the herbs, get bonus healing. I mean, get to bonus health. I'll find my way through. Maybe here? Another jacket. Honestly, it's also weird too, because the early levels, right? This was a problem that they had in the early games of this type, like these roguelike style games, where the early levels were meaningless with certain upgrades that you got, and so it became this problem of like you kind of wish you could skip ahead. But the problem with the genre is that if you skip ahead, you lose the ability to gain consumables, which is like your consumables early on and later on are very valuable, to the point where they almost define your power curve later compared to other types of items. Like your item equipment is strong and very good and very useful to you in the beginning and even late game too, right? But your consumables really determine what possibilities you have. And oftentimes when you get deeper in these games, it's your opportunities that feel more important overall than something like, say, having like a better weapon that does +2 damage compared to a weapon that does a whole whopping 30-40 damage. Oh god. Again, not to say that it's not appreciated if you can find something like that, but this thing has a range of 4. Okay, cool. That was worth. Maybe it's worth it to kill the Sentinels. I know they're strong, but I can shoot them, so it's not bad. And they're worth the XP. That's another resource too that I kind of get annoyed of not having access to with the idea of skipping levels. Is resources like your ability to gain EXP. Right? Because EXP is, I think, one of the more important ones, especially if it determines your ability to access skills and different parts of your power curve. It's a hard problem to solve, mind you. I'm not asking this game to solve it, but I do recognize that in many ways it's a flaw of the genre that you have to keep starting back from the same starting point, and you have to make it through again and again and again. When a lot of the meat of the game starts to really show up on like the next, starting from floor 4 now, let's say, or like once you're done floor 4, now it's starting from floor 3 and so on and so forth. I mean floor 5 and so on and so forth. Sick handgun might debuff you when shot. Increases ranged attack damage. That's interesting. Compared to equipment drop chance, though, seems kind of terrible. Though honestly, in saying that, right, in saying what I said, do I even care about equipment drop chance compared to just getting consumables. I really do want more consumables. Also, this is shit. Oh, okay. You get change text. You get bird. Bleh. 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 Because now look, right? Now the flow is just, oh, go through the early game, but I'm really just playing for the boss fight. Again, that's not a bad thing, but it does sort of make you wonder, maybe there's a way to power scale the enemies towards you such that you're always aware of them and always thinking about how to deal with the enemies. Ah, oh, god damn it. Without having to go through and the more boring encounters, right? Now the encounters get fun. Now there's more enemy types, I need to care about the interactions between all of them. Ah, shit. That's fun. Compared to like the normal early game where it's just the first 2 levels are just you walking around. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is that it feels like the first 2 levels are just there for you to farm EXP and healing items. Not that that's bad, but it definitely feels boring. Which feels contradictory, but I think things can feel bad and... Sorry, I think things can be okay, but still feel boring to do. I've actually wondered that about a lot of other games that I've been trying to think of as well. There's a lot of games where the early game experience is so different from the late game. MOBAs are probably the most extreme example of this, where you play a MOBA and the game that you play for the first 15 minutes it's almost a PvE game in many respects, right? Like, it's strange how that happens. Dota 2 has some things that help you work around this. I think blood grenades were the best addition to that game. But say League of Legends, there's not really much that you can do early. A lot of it is just you farm, and you hope that you can out-farm the enemy, and then you fight them. It's a very fascinating problem. And even in Dota 2, honestly, like if you're facing a Medusa, let's say, it's gonna be hard to gank him. Spectre, it's gonna be really hard to gank him. You're mostly just waiting for them to farm up, and you're waiting for your carry to farm up to fight them. Maybe it's just true that every game has a boring early game, because you have to somehow slowly get somebody into it. And roguelikes are based on the idea of you gaining power later, always, right? You sense a menacing presence. He's not in the room. Where is this menacing presence? He's not in the room with me. Honestly, it's not like I can use the rescue crystal yet anyways, so... Go out there. Small pouch. Grimoire of Translocation. Learn the warp spell. Warp to a random position on the current floor. Fuck. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. I'm surrounded. Will the boss spawn now? I'd be doomed. And I don't think looter is actually worth it. Oh, shit. Thanks for saving me, buddy. Let him charge. Okay, now he's over there. Shoot him. No ammo. That's really good. Okay. Throw. Throw. Like that? Hurts, doesn't it? You sick bastard. Okay. I'm gonna do another weaken X. Hopefully he's still weak by the end of this. And then I can get some range. He's still weak. I can see the icon now, so now it makes sense to me. Man, this is hard. That thing doesn't last nearly as long as I would like for me to feel like I'm doing something. He also uses his skill often. And the biggest thing is his pushback. It's really annoying. I sort of hate enemies that have that idea of like, oh, they push you back, they can corner you, they can do all sorts of really interesting things with your movement, but you're forced to sort of constantly walk back towards them to do something. Granted, this game does give you a gun, so it's not as annoying, but it is an ammo-based system, which means once you run out, you're at the mercy of whether or not you can continue to chase a monster. I do notice he's doing a lot less to me, though. So, the seal has been broken. Dull sword. Switchblade rare dull sword. Wait. Protector. Okay, there's a lot of really good things here. Do we play for a farming playstyle where we just keep going back and forth to sell things? Seems boring, but... Look at this thing. It's rare. But why shouldn't I? No, because I want to play the game. Why? The reason why I shouldn't is because I want to play the game. Stop casting from the fusion. No. Oh, fuck. Stop. One at a time, okay? If you want to eat me, you wait in line. Ah, devours. Oh, nice dodge. Vampire Hex is interesting. Maybe I should use that. Okay, I'm getting a handle of this game. It's getting a lot easier now past the 4th floor. Our items are really good, so it really is just a matter of equipment. The better equipment you have, the better you'll do with it. Obviously, I do wish I could do the Sentinels more consistently, but they're not really meant to be a consistent kill thing. They're meant to be a challenge for bonus EXP in some way, so... Ammo? Oh, I have no space for ammo. Oh, shit. Alright. Yeah, okay, I'll sacrifice whatever that thing was for the ammo. Because I might even be able to kill the Sentinels. Let's see. Bad move. Really bad move. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, there goes all my health. But the EXP is so nice. I love EXP so much. I always do this. RPG games that give you the option to do very risky things for the possibility of getting stronger, I always take that risk. Because in the end, you live your life on a knife's edge. You know what? That's just the philosophy of life. Right? You're always living your life, you know, on a razor's edge. You might as well try your best to, like, take advantage of what you have now, in the moment. Make most of what you got. Roguelikes are really just a philosophy for a life. Pick up a knife and start swinging. Pick up a knife and start swinging. Oh god. Oh, my jacket is upgrading, actually. I kind of forgot that my jacket can upgrade. Maybe that's why I'm so strong now, because my jacket is upgrading and I'm getting better stats on it. Which is ultimately going to make me stronger. What? Continue to a safe place. What? Yo, hey. Are you okay, man? Is this really you? It is so good to see you again. These beasts got me good. The others didn't make it. Here, I found this key. Take it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I like that was a very funny animation to have him die with. He just blew up into like a puff of blood. Mansion key received. Nice. Well, what do you know? We're actually doing some new stuff. Cool. Save that switchblade. Oh. So this whole time I could have had more progress. See, just go forward. I know the game is a bit like Mystery Dungeon where you can farm over and over, but you just need to keep on going forward. There's an emblem that depicting a leaf above the keyhole. Oh, maybe you enter an herb. You put an herb inside the hole, right? Urban hole. Urban hole. Oh shit! What the hell is that? Snake. Classic roguelike enemy archetype. Snake in zombie game. Wait a minute. Piranha plant? Flush trap. This really does feel like a parody of multiple genres. And again, it's not bad. I actually kind of enjoy this. It's just interesting that it has so many things going on. Oh no. This Louis Switchblade is insane. Level 5? Wow. Granted, I've only been killing bosses with it, so. And I have 650 max health, which seems absurd. The idea of using the healing item early to give you more healing, to give you more max health, seems a little broken. It's a very consistent way of gaining power, which is, you know, it makes sense because otherwise it'd be so hard for players to actually make progress, but it feels too strong. It just feels like what's even the point of doing anything else at this point? Just heal the full, get more max health, and you're better off in the boss fights. And also, I'm seeing it now, but there's a max level to item. So +5 is the max for this one. I wonder if it's the same for all items or if the rarity matters. Crit chance hasn't changed, plus damage has gone up a little bit, but still the sword does more damage. No. Short sword broke apart. It was lost. That's sad. I'm assuming that was one of those items where it could break at any time, but it gets like a really high buff of some kind. Although maybe it is weird that it doesn't seem like that buff is tied to a boon. It just happens to be that of the ones we found, they were all rare within the shop that they might break, and they also give a high damage buff. What buffed you? Why did you get double damage? Was it the mushroom? I mean the spore guy? I really enjoy how clear this game is too. Like, when I see my gun appear, I know that there's an enemy off screen that I can shoot. It really doesn't require you to use the C button very often. Only if you just want to not run down a hallway and die. That's the only time that you really have to use it. Otherwise, you can just see the gun appear in your hands, and then you're good. It is the Blight Spore thing. Oh no. He can cure. So it's a spellcaster. It's like a support unit. That's fascinating. And there's multiples of them. I'm stupid. I don't know why I stood there. My life is pain and suffering. See, this is what I mean by when the enemies get more complicated, it gets way more fun. I feel like the first 2 levels are just a wash, and at some point, I feel like your first couple of runs, once you get a certain level of power, I feel like the game should just give you the normal enemy types that you'd see in the higher levels immediately. Like, obviously not at the very start of the game, because you have to learn the game first, but once you unlock them and you survive and you are able to kill the boss maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe have the idea being that the mansion gets stronger and it's trying to fight back against you, because then you can have those enemies show up and then all of a sudden it gets way more intense and fun. What is that? Lasher? Oh no, not spiders. I can't move. Repeater does way more damage actually. Wow. 25 base and same crit chance. It also has that classic roguelike problem of all the cool items are near the end too. I definitely remember in Tome 4, like, one of the weird things about the game is that the way that items scale, some unique items can make or break a build, other times the unique items don't matter. Sometimes you might get the best in slot item, you know, 30 levels in. Sometimes you might get it at the very beginning of the game and you never change your weapon ever again. That must be a hard problem to solve. Nature's Wrath. Change all nearby non-boss enemies into flesh traps. That sounds awful. Evacuation map. You know what? Maybe don't do Rescue Crystal yet. Just keep the evacuation map just in case though. That gives me time to use the Rescue Crystal if a boss is going to kill me, because it might. What was that? Last year. Okay. Okay. We're getting closer. Okay, kind of wish I had that sword now. Kind of wish I had that sword that let me do that cool thing where I get to attack everyone around me. A little bit scary now. I wonder how many spells there are in this game. Because I have a spell that's like, oh, transforms enemies all around you into something strange. It's odd because... That seems like a very powerful thing to have for the player to just access at any moment. And I wonder if there's even spell-based builds in this game. Presumably no. Presumably the game is based around the idea of the melee ranged cycle, but curious to see what happens. Again, it's this cool part of roguelikes where you get to explore what they're about. It's a bit like Slay the Spire, where you slowly get to see all the mechanics that you're going to work with over time. You eventually unlock them all and you get to see what's like happening. Okay, so the animation that plays doesn't just stay there forever. That's good to know. I was curious if that poison field would stay there for a long time. Oh, Elixir of Dexterity. What was that? Consuming this will increase your dexterity, increases your range weapon damage. Well, wait. Yeah, maybe we should never use the Rescue Crystal again then. I have every single serum on. Like, I've got the serum for melee damage. Shit. I've got the serum for range damage now. It's worth it to take the risk. But inventory is full, what? Escape Hex. Escape Hex. Forget the Push Hex. Kill this. Escape Hex. What does this do? Throw this hex anywhere to pull yourself to that position. That's interesting. So if I throw it poorly, I'll be stuck there and it'll be bad for me. But if I pull it correctly, I'll be fine. And while they're buffing that thing... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what? Now I see why they got rid of the diagonal movement, because it means that you can position things... You can, like, maneuver around enemies and force them to walk down interesting pathways. Looks like a classic RE game, kind of. Yeah, it's very, very classic. It looks very classic. It's a good parody style of game. Though I've also wondered what to call these types of games, because parody implies it's meant for comedy, but this one is a real serious effort at making a real roguelike, so... I don't know what a good term for it is. It's like, it's less Weird Al, more like, it's less Weird Al, it's more like something like, whatchamacallit? Less Weird Al, more like a cover. It's a mystery dungeon game. Yeah, exactly. It's a mystery dungeon game. Anyways, so, besides the but actually thing, because that person meant by the looks of the game, right? Besides the well actually thing. I've always struggled with that categorization of how do you explain a game to somebody using an analogy of another game and letting them know that, like, each portion comes from something. It's a mystery dungeon game, but it's also feels like a homage to sort of that early days of Resident Evil and sort of like that like style of game where it's like strange, funny, it's almost like nonsensical circumstances. And yeah, this is a pure PA6 graphics, even with the spell animations of FF7. Exactly, yeah. Oh god. Trapster, what are you? Okay, that was the worst fight ever. I'm sure it's fine. The spell animations too were also very... Those were surprising. Again, I thought this game was going to be more grounded. A lot more grounded, and not FF7. That's a hand cannon. Wait a minute. I should have maybe dodged, but it's too late now. Wow, these things fucking suck. But the hand cannons was supposed to be amazing. Maybe it does break some genre trends of like the hand cannon being the best possible gun. Trapster hides something. Okay, so that's how this thing works. $11 about to blow the dust off your Steam Deck. I mean, it is a good Steam Decky game, yeah. I think any roguelike would be. And honestly, it's a very capable roguelike. It is slow early though. Very slow early, but once it picks up, it picks up really well. Yeah, keep buffing the Elastica. Deal with that thing now, because I think something's gonna appear. If a boss appears every 4, okay, that has to be the boss. That has to be the boss, right? Sure. Oh, okay, it stole something. It's not the boss? Wow, it's not the boss. Stop pushing me back. God, he's so annoying. I hate him. Grimoire or Stomp? I have that same problem with my Steam Deck. It just sits there collecting dust. There's certain games that work really well on it. Games like this that work really well on it. One Way Heroics is another game that I think works really, really well on it. But for the most part, it's just... I wouldn't really use it to play very often. And like, the opportunities where I'm away from my PC feel like I'm usually there for work. Or if it's like a commute, I usually don't want to pull up the Steam Deck there, so... It's hard to find time to use that thing. I thought initially, actually buying it, that I would use it way more, because I really enjoyed using the Switch, but it didn't really work out that way. That's cool. I forgot about the trap, I guess. 6-shooter. 22 damage versus my repeater of 25. But 14% crit chance is pretty good. I wonder if I can enchant items the same way that you would within Mystery Dungeon. You played about every ROM you wanted to play in a year, and you never touched it again. Exactly. It's actually one of the best emulation devices ever. And that's, yeah, it's really all it's really used for. It's sort of sad to see. But I think it's just the way that a lot of these games are. It's very rare to find a game that fits well. Like, there's just... I mean, granted, real-time games are fun, but... Sometimes I do crave like a really good turn-based game. Although Final Fantasy Tactics, the remake of it, that one is... It's tempting me. It's tempting me a lot. I played the game so many times now that I worry I'm gonna fall asleep to it, so it's like $80 is gonna be a waste. And the story is the same too, so I don't even know if it's worth it, because the story is all the same, but... It's tempting. I don't need this game. I'm okay. I trust myself. It's good. The remake the remake's good? Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that it's good. It's just more so the matter of like, do I want to spend that much money on a game that I know everything about? Like, though I do know that it has some new features, but I don't know what the list of new features is besides the voice acting. So it's like, I don't know if it's worth it for me to go in and get it solely for the voice acting. Because I was fine with the reading of the game too, so it's not like the voices was like a major problem for me. Oh, not you. Please. You wanna go, buddy? I got bullets now. Especially too because there's a lot of indie versions of the game now that I think I'm more interested in. There's a lot of really cool indie sort of tactics games coming out very, very soon that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, that I would hope sort of bring something new to the table, right? Not that it has to be new, but after playing the game, I don't know, like almost a dozen times when I was younger, it's just sort of like, do I want to play it again, right? For very minor improvements, and for, again, the full, what, $80? It's pretty hard to want to justify that. Oh, I didn't know you were ready. I should have looked at you. Oh, the poison. Okay, maybe we do go back to the safe zone. Nope, we keep on going. There's no need to go back to the safe zone. We just keep fighting. Oops. Though that's my view in most remakes. If you don't want to deal with the pirating thing, which is sort of annoying, because it's like you never really know the source of your pirating stuff. Which, granted, you shouldn't pirate, but like, or like, if let's say you have a friend who runs a game store, then you can like get the game store version of it, right? But if you can't and you don't want to deal with the risk, which is a very valid thing, then you can just buy the game and it's worth it. But Once you play it once, it's sort of like the same experience. For you, it was tactics on PC and not through emulation. Yeah, like I can see the value in having that. True native performance. Well, I mean, at least just a native experience on the platform that you would normally use, right? This is terrible. He's a really good enemy though, because he basically forces you to walk towards someone. But yeah, for me, it just wasn't worth that that high price point. But let's see the walls anywhere? Probably not. Though there is one cool thing about it being on PC. I wonder if the modding scene further is going to get more interesting. Not that it wasn't already interesting, but it was already kind of difficult to mod the game when it wasn't on PC because you have to go through all those layers, right? Whereas now that it's on PC, I wonder how much easier it is for the modding scene to like have a go at it. It's starting. Oh, that's cool. That's good to hear. Yeah. It's always surprising to see that game have such a diverse modding scene. Like, you just wouldn't really expect it, but it's there and it works really well. And a lot of the mods are really interesting too. For the original one, they're surprisingly complex too. Like, it's the type of mods that you wouldn't expect for such an old game. Granted, they did recompile, say, Ocarina of Time for PC, so modders are really good at what they do. Just some basic stuff right down. Removal of filter and upping resolution and like some folk are doing text editing. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure over time they'll get more understanding of the other formats being used within the game and we'll see some cooler stuff. Yeah, because as you say, like the fun portion of that modding, I guess growth, the modding scene growth is when they start to make more game mechanics. That's when the game gets very interesting. I really should move the camera. No, not again. I'm begging you, please. You son of a... Thank goodness. I really should use the change X more. Maybe the Wraith Bark is a good... Yeah, you're a great target, so the Wraith Bark becomes a snake. Oh, perfect. What the hell was that thing? What the hell is that thing? Uh-oh. I have no ammo. Uh-oh. Dark Seed. It doesn't move. But I think it spawns enemies. Uh-oh. Ah, I'm an idiot! Alright, we're leaving. It wasn't worth it to stay. It just wasn't worth it. I like how you see him in the background, just staring at you. And very small, too. Right, we do have a mansion key, so we could open another door here. And we have a bunch of items that we could identify. Aha, you've returned. Yes, yes. Let's see what we can do with this. And returning doesn't seem to cost anything. I'll keep the 6-shooter just in case, because I don't know if you can upgrade items, but... Or, like, enchant items, but I don't know if it's worth it to keep, because you can probably find a better one later. It all depends on how this game continues to evolve its item system. Sure, just use it now. You can't use this here. Okay, well, that's cool. We'll do this. We'll sell this. You will tell me everything about these. Grim. Execute enemies with low HP. Explodes when thrown. Triad Switchblade. 3 tiles? Well, it's basically a ranged weapon. With 14% crit chance. Damage increase in melee range. Magic. Chance to heal based on damage. But it might break at any moment. That's not really worth it. Sell this. Sell this. My rifle's way too good. This repeater with chance to save ammo. The Switchblade isn't maxed out, but the range increase is worth it to use. I don't need more loot, because I've realized that more loot is a bit counterproductive, because I lose out on consumables. Which is an interesting choice, that you get to choose between, do you want to lose out on consumables, or do you want to gain on equipment? I just don't like that choice, for me. Keep the evacuation map, retrieve some items, get this. So that makes me wonder why the game doesn't automatically identify items once you come back from the base. What's he got to sell? A bunch of things. Some really cool stuff, actually. But first, this stuff. Just to clear my inventory first. Split damage to the target? Increased damage? No. Defender? No. Risky Protector. Doubles damage even incoming. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Let's just do it. And then, okay, save this jacket in case I fail. Right, because I have a chest for a reason. Okay, so if I die, I have a looter jacket to build my equipment back up. If I win, then it's just fine. What do you sell? You have a magic jacket which could explode. Occult handgun. Increases melee damage. Chance for killing blows that cost no ammo. Damage increased in melee range. Increases melee damage implies only the melee weapon. I wonder if damage increase in melee range implies that even your melee weapon gets that bonus. It's sort of hard to tell based on the wording. But that does seem pretty good. Pouch might be better? No. Ooh, maybe a candy box. Might be trapped. I mean, the inventory thing isn't really too painful for me. Because I just need to let go of more items. I just need to let go of more items and use them more. I feel like the pouch isn't going to really hurt me now. Whereas an item that helps me push a little bit further might be worth more. To me particularly. Especially because it's not the best thing in the world for this. And I have another one. Yeah, okay, just... Yeah. I'm mostly melee. I can then equip this, sell the other one, and I think I have just enough to buy the other 600. Yep. Sell that, buy, and then, yep, here we go. Candy box. There's no way that this goes poorly. Oh. Wait, Tato. What are you gonna talk about? It's hard to hit something when you're being confused about you. I would try running away instead. Okay, cool. We can finally open one other mansion door. So one door has a spider seal on it, the top left one. So it's a choice between these two. I wonder if I can choose which one I open. Seems like I can. That's weird. I find myself compelled to write, even if I cannot recall the last time I felt the sun on my skin. Time has become a strange concept. My memories have become so easily forgotten. Something has changed recently. I sense new souls wandering throughout the mansion. They're not like us. They built a laboratory beneath our graves. They do not understand. I hear the cries of their torturing. Their experiments have begun. The scientists are relentless, driven by their thirst for knowledge. They've awakened ancient beings that should remain undisturbed. I fear for us. They're unaware of what they have unleashed. The hunt begins. You know what's crazy? This story would not be out of place in like a Resident Evil game now. Because Resident Evil has in many ways gotten almost absurd with, like, from Resident Evil 4, once they talk about the Las Plagas, it's sort of like, okay, this is now a bit much. Crawler, wait, what? Compendium. Spell Decrepify. Oh, these things drop spells. Oh. You kill them and they drop spells. I didn't know that. What? Old books, nothing of importance. Just gonna sit in the chair. Now let's see if the second door opens. This is a very good game. I'm actually very addicted to the gameplay loop. Again, the first two levels don't really matter, the first two floors, but... Oh! You can skip ahead now! That's interesting. I didn't think they would let you do that. Huh. Now, let's see if it scales the enemies. I didn't buy a return crystal. That's gonna be a problem. Alright, that's gonna be a problem. This might have been a bad move. Because the one thing about these games is the further down you go, the more quickly you go, the less resources like... Oh! The less resources like EXP you have. Oh, what strong fangs you have. Okay, this risky jacket was a terrible move. Okay, if I open this now and I die, it's fine. What's that? What? A candy patch with energy increases EXP to 100%. Oh, from whatever you were. Ah, fuck. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, wait. This thing has 3 range, right? Yeah. Wait, I'm not afraid. Oh, fuck, I'm afraid. Okay, just look ahead. Fucking just a full-on rare candy. That's the best part of this game. It's just a bunch of, like, parody stuff. It's great. Oh, it's a cleave. Oh, you're right. The animation is a cleave. It's not necessarily a long-range thing. Well, we're so dead. Straight up a sHiReN weapon. Yeah, this game definitely has a lot of that mystery dungeon formula in it. Again, it's what makes me wonder how they even got to this idea of combining it with the zombie genre. It's a very strange combination of things. How about you take off? I'm not enraged anymore. That's fine. I mean, they're not enraged anymore. Okay, well, it's a zombie next. You're active. You're active. You're no longer active. Okay. I did hear that there was a new sHiReN the WaNdErEr now. Oh, but I never played that one specific one. That like new one. I'm curious to see how that one is. sHiReN 6, right? That was last year, right? Or 2 years ago? Or was it this year? Have you played it? What do you think about it? It's not on PC, is it? sHiReN 6. So it was a Switch game. 6th main entry, 2024 on the Switch. You played it. It's good. That's good to hear. Maybe I'll try it at some point. Oftentimes, using an item can be all different. Thanks, man. It's on PC and Switch. Oh, it's on both. That's a fascinating change. Okay, well, the first thread that I see is when does sHiReN 6 start being a good game? You know what? That's just opinions. Everyone's got their own taste. Okay, so this game doesn't do the scaling in the way that I kind of hoped it would do. I was hoping that it would let you skip ahead, skip the boring levels, but scale the enemies so that you don't have to deal with the immediate one-shots. But I get why they wouldn't do that, because it's just a roguelike thing to have like the lower levels be easier and then the higher levels be way harder. But man, it really does suck that the first 2 levels are such a boring slog. And especially because the hallways are so long. Thankfully there's a run button, but with just the way that the game is, it's very annoying to go through these earlier rooms and basically just go through like the tutorial again. But you know what? I can't expect this one game to solve this genre problem. It's just not feasible for one single game to solve the entire genre. Though I was expecting a lot more EXP to be given. I was surprised that the EXP that I got from those early fights were very surprisingly low. Yeah, this is normal for sHiReN / mystery onion lights. Yeah, like, I know it's normal, but I always think to myself, like, there has to be a better way, right? Just some little tweak to that early moment where it keeps the intensity up, where you have really cool enemy types. Because the first 2 levels, the enemy types are basics, very straightforward. And it's only later when they get interesting, and then it's like the first 2 levels, you're basically just on autopilot. Just something to keep it, to keep you, the player, on your toes. I say as I die from that last time. Really, if you had better gear, you could start later, but then it's a gear check. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which, granted, it's exactly as you said, where it's like, it's the same thing within that type of roguelike too, where it's like, they all have that mechanic in some way, right? So it's not the worst thing ever. It is a gear check. It's not the worst thing ever to have that, but it's like that jump in gear is so high that you have to go all the way there to have it. And that might take a while to get to the fun parts. And also too, it's like, with the EXP scaling, I wonder if it's even worth it even if you have the gear, because would it be worth it to miss out on that early game EXP, and can you actually make up on that loss later? I'm not really sure. Doesn't seem like it, but maybe I didn't look at the number too closely. Granted, I was level 3 and within 3 kills, so if I could kill a 4th one, maybe it'd be fine. Oh, the hound. That was lucky. I keep forgetting to do the hiding movie. I'm actually also curious how far this game goes. Because in saying that, let's say it is a gear check, right? The classic of the genre is that the items get far more complex, right? I am curious to see what the next set of items is. We're starting to get deeper and deeper into, I guess, the stereotypical Resident Evil genre guns, like the 6-shooter and stuff. But what else can you do? There was the hand cannon, but it wasn't very strong. Was this worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. But where do you go from there? Do you go for like an RE4 Tommy gun, like a laser gun? Do you go for more crazy swords? Because even just the idea of having a sword in this game is very odd to me. It just doesn't feel like the game to have a sword. I really do want to use the herbs. And I could have used my spell too, which I did forget, so... There's a possibility that we actually could have made that gear check sooner, rather than waiting even longer for like a better weapon or something. Weaken Hex. Maybe I should grab that. This handgun's kind of... Well, that's not good. Oh, that was lucky. Do I want to lose HP off this dog? Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why I didn't move. Key? Explosives. Using or throwing this will create a detonation, dealing explosion damage to all nearby enemies. Enemies killed this way won't grant EXP. Oh, that sucks. I just stole that bomb somewhere. If it doesn't give me EXP, then there's no point. I mean... No. There is a point. Okay, well now you're being semantic. Oh, clearing a room. Okay, sure, yeah. Let's clear the room. Let's get nothing for it. Yeah. I like that. I like the approach of losing everything. Doesn't seem worth it. It's one of those things where it's like I would rather never. What would I rather do? I literally told you. It's like why would I ever want to waste EXP? Gain no EXP or die. See? That's a skill issue. I believe in myself. You live every moment as if you're gonna make it. Because if you don't make it, it didn't matter anyways. Okay, so he starts out ready. I thought the zombie, when it gets severed, would start out unready, but he starts ready. Oh, the birds cry for help. I get it now. Yes, but the explosives don't always kill. No. It's too much risk. Too much risk of losing precious EXP. Not worth. Oh, shit. This is, kinda wish I had that now. Oops. Uh-oh. I'm willing to fight this. Skill issue, you say, while being surrounded by two devourers. But you know what? That's because I'm not afraid, right? I know what's gonna come, and I know that I might as well just do it. I have no fear. If you run away at every single problem, will you ever grow as a person? No. You have to tackle your challenges head on in life. Otherwise, I would never grow. Confuse me, go. I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm afraid. What are you doing? Maybe I should have shot him there. I was thinking maybe I didn't need to shoot, but... Oh well. A rare switchblade. See if it breaks apart, it might. Oh, that's really good. Nice crit. It's an execution item. Perfect. Okay, so this actually is pretty nice. I wonder if execution has that same condition where it's like you lose EXP if it executes. Nope. Seems good. Nope. Seems good. Now, do I want to risk my life for no reason? Yeah, I can change him. Oh, shit. Oh, that's so worth. Okay, yeah, I should always do that. Okay, now I know how to use the change hex. It's not only for the elite enemies, but I could use it for the enemies where, like sentinels and stuff. Let's get some bonus EXP without having to deal with a very strong sentinel that can kill me. And you know what? I trust that this knife is not gonna break on me. The switchblade, just throw this one. Yeah, it's good. All right, now we're playing a roguelike. Now we're living by our. Now we're living with the consequences of our actions. That's a good roguelike. You stole my ammo? Where'd you come from? Yellow serum, hey. Hey, you know what? That was pretty good. Any herbs? No, I don't have any max health. Hey, an herb! I'll take the hit. Oh. Perfect. See that? If I panicked and I used the bomb in that first room, would I be level 5? No. I would be 10 EXP short. I would be 1 EXP short from it. The bigger picture is you're not living your life if you're not willing to take risks, right? And roguelikes are about, holy shit, the boss is there. Oh god, I'm dead. Okay, well, this is bad. Hey, buddy. Oh. Okay, I made it. That's good. What? You ate him. You healed off him? Ow. Don't use that yet. And yet, boss. Yeah? What's the bomb gonna do for me, huh? It's gonna steal all this precious EXP from him. I'm gonna suck him dry like a blood bag or like a candy bar. Take all his EXP from his decrepit body. Holy shit, there's Elite Crow. Oh my god, there's Elite Crow. Please. Oh, right, because walls also block those types of moves. Okay, good. Alright, this is a bit awkward. Are you kidding me? I just didn't want to deal with his charging move, because that hallway was too long. And I have nothing else. Oh, confused. Good. Okay, we walk away. You know what? Who even needs a sword? A dull sword compared to a switchblade? Wait, it does more damage. That was worth. Oh! I can save my spell. And I can deal with the multiples. Yes! Okay, maybe I use my spell. Or no, don't do anything but healing. Healing is the only thing that's actually worth it. It's like flesh traps for what? For no EXP? It's terrible. You know, it's actually going well. And maybe I should have floor planned sooner so I know what's around me. Good. See? Totally fine. That's living life on the edge. That's how you feel alive in life. If you always save for a rainy day, it might never come. Bitter dull sword increases crit chance. It's still 7%. Like it's lying to me. Killing blows grant bonus EXP. Levels up faster the weapon itself. But I'm all about EXP for myself. Unstable rifle might break at any moment. Brutal switchblade. Sniper revolver. That's a Final Fantasy. I mean, that's like a classic Resident Evil style weapon. Some gun that has some weird property that makes it something else. Rescue crystal. I mean, do I need keys? How many keys do you really need? Do we need a 6-shooter? I could upgrade into a cooler one, but Does it really matter? Chance to change target. That seems pretty good. If I can make a stronger enemy weaker. It could also go poorly. I thought that I thought the cleave would work there, but I guess I was hoping for too much. Oh, alright, perfect. Oh, this is terrible, but that was close. Come here. Come here. Why'd you leave? Oh, nice. You just killed your board. Oh, wait. He killed his board. I should use that more. I did not know their skills could hit each other. I always thought it was just only ever going to hit me. While time broken protector. Okay, just avoid the sentinels. No. Don't do anything. Heal 0. Perfect. It's like I never even fought a boss. It's like I just started the game. What? Oh, because I'm behind. Right. I guess the rules for the enemies for my attacks apply the same to me as well. For enemies' attacks applies to me too. If I'm behind the wall, the cleave doesn't work. Though I argue, if I would swing a sword, I could get my handle just past the edge of the walls and swing it without exposing the rest of myself. And it would do pretty good AoE damage, but I digress. Hey, don't wake those up. That was good. That was a solid run. Interestingly, there's no way back from here to the mansion. So there's no stopping point. You just keep on going from here, but it's fine. Store everything. Yeah, everything. I have a rescue crystal. I really should store my coins. I don't know why I don't. Yeah, sHiReN/MD, that would have cleaved the room, but it might be because of the diagonal rule. Diagonal rule? Oh, right, probably. Yeah. I think I get what you mean. Yeah, because I swear Mystery Dungeon had diagonal moves, no? Or maybe my memory is of a different game. Because most roguelikes have diagonal moves. I feel like nowadays they do. It does, okay. That makes sense then, yeah. There's no diagonal, so you can't do any diagonal facing moves if it would go with go. With the lack of diagonals here in HOM. Is it that wElL? Is it that seasoned? Is it that popular now that it even has its own acronym? Because when I think of Han, I think of Heroes of New Earth. Give me your XP! You're just the XP to me! You're just the XP to me! Heroes of New Earth is a shameful game. Okay, I found the Dota player. Blunderbuss. 1% crit chance. For what? That's actually pretty good. It's sort of fascinating to hear about the story of the game and sort of the theories that Ice Frog was originally a part of that game. And then eventually, you know, didn't strike a deal of some kind that satisfied him, and so the whole thing, the whole project was just its own effort. Oh, you hate Dota and anything spun off of it. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So you're a tasteful gamer. The classic tasteful gamer. I thought you were only there within the YouTube comments, but no. You're here too. I messed up. Evacuation map. Oh, I really don't use these herbs though. I really want to... Oh, wait. Increase my max HP. It's worth it. Yes. I really should have walked back into the hallway. Oh, yeah. If I hit traps, actually, it does show me it. Warping trap, right. I could just walk slower, and it would show me every single... What the hell is this room? What is so many enemies? Show me every single trap. Oh my god, please stop buffing. Uh-oh. Please. Oh, 2 for 1, nice. That was worth. Even these levels, it's surprising how long they sort of go on. And I'm actually surprised that the layout hasn't gotten more complex by this point too. Maybe the third biome, the layout might get more interesting, but so far it just seems like straight hallways everywhere. Perfect. I'll drink it. better to drink it to know than anything else. Yeah, that's my issue with the game. That's your issue with the game right now. The layout's all the same. Okay, so presumably you're much further in, so if it's the same all the way through, then I guess we can call this segment very soon. Because as fun as this is, it's sort of like, we don't have too much time for everything. But it is fun. It is a genuinely fun core-based game. Yeah, but yeah, the layouts, I definitely noticed very early on. Aside from like the roguelike classic of find the corridor, find the hallway, and think about the enemy's moves, it does feel very simplistic. You're sleeping, you're awake. You're sleeping, you're awake. You're sleeping, you're awake. You're awake, you're sleeping. You're awake, you're sleeping. You're awake, you're sleeping. You haven't completed the game yet, so you don't know what the final boss is like, even if there is, or if there even is one. That's a good point, actually. I wonder if there is such a thing as a final boss in a game like this. If it goes for like the storytelling, or like this more story-based perspective of things like, you know, the mystery dungeon series. It seems like it is, given the fact that we can talk to NPCs and sort of playing out the idea of like the SARS team, but who knows, right? You're awake, you're asleep, you're awake, you're asleep, you're awake, you're asleep. Yes. No. Oh. Just drop that. You know there are at minimum 4 biomes. Okay, so you could have said that you've made it to the 4th biome. I could have said that you just made it to the 4th biome. But I do appreciate your attempt at making it vague enough to the point where I wouldn't be able to really tell. Honestly, maybe I should just encyclopedia. Do I need this now? One thing too that I'm curious about is why even the identify mechanic is in the game back in town, if it's free. That, and it lines up with the 3 keys that you need. Good point about the keys. Good point about the keys. I kind of forgot that there's a key objective in the game. Oh my god, the cleave weapon is so good. I can actually do the lashes freely. I can clear whole rooms now. And it gives me bonus EXP. It's the best weapon in the game. It does everything I could ask for. Alright. It's a good game. But the silence that you hear from me, it's definitely that feeling of, you know, what are you supposed to do at this point? It's sort of the same game over and over, and it's very frustrating because it's like, it's all the same map. Well, not frustrating, but you can definitely tell that it's the same map, and so your brain definitely turns off at some point, and you're just kind of going through it as quickly as you can to get to the next section that's more interesting and fun in some way. But maybe if anything, that's a problem with me, and a problem with just gamers in general. Of like, we're so used to games having a lot of variety. The constant dopamine, the acid burns me. When maybe, I mean, should we really be expecting something like this? I don't know. I didn't need to be poisoned, but you know what? For the game it is, for $11, it's a really good history dungeon. Yeah, I never really enjoy equating it to like price, because price is sort of that sticky issue where some people might find the price acceptable. For some, $11 is cheap. For others, $11 is like, you know, upwards of 20% of their discretionary spending. So, but I do agree, for the price that it is compared to its contemporaries in the space, it's actually a very good price and good value. And genuinely, it is a fun game to play. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game, right? It's just, I do wish there was just a little bit more. It's like, It's like knowing that something could be a masterpiece if only it was XYZ better, you know? Or just this like tiny much... That's like small amount more. What poisoned me? And then where is its inspirations on sleep? Yeah. Not that I think that really matters though. It's sort of interesting in that even if you don't know the games, I think the game works very well. Long rifle. What could that possibly be? Do I care about the key? No, the revolver. I don't care about this thing. No, but that thing makes me money. But the key might make me more money. What did I throw away? Oops. This is probably worth less. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll do that over here. Okay, my inventory sucks. You or that thing. I'm gonna use this thing to vampire you. Get some life back. Perfect. And now I go over here. Oh, so good. Oh my god, it actually was worth it to keep the key. Box. A box containing a box. Sure. The box was used. Now I have a candy box. Sure. Oh, small pouch. See? Why spend money on pouches when the zombies drop it for free? It's so good. Same reason, actually, why you shouldn't buy furniture, because somebody else has it. You just take it from them. It's all the same system. Ah, god damn it. Ooh, that was a good trap. I didn't mean to use the red candy. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, the healing trap helped me. I just want to see the next biome before I move on. Because there's one other zombie game that was released that is in the same genre of like the tactical take on a zombie game. Although this one's probably less tactical. The next one is less tactical and more just full on sort of classic zombie mixes of genres, but I really want to see that next biome. And maybe that's it. I've like noticed a lot of these games. It's pacing of levels that is sort of frustrating. Like if I play like Tome 4, let's say, in that game, the pacing of that game's levels is strange. You can spend a lot of your time farming in a game, and a lot of the early game can feel disproportionately easy and too long. It's sort of odd. Maybe it's just a genre problem. Because it's all RPGs, really. I mean, you can't really sell that, I think. But this, I can't... Wait, what? I didn't grab the herb? No, I did. But I can't see it. Ah. the dreaded 1-2 page thing. What? Throw this hex to curse the target and create a clone. More EXP? Yes! Wait, I should have doubled the boss. That's how you really play the game. Is you double a boss and you get double the rewards. Oh, I messed up. I should have brought it to the first boss, because that's a solved problem. Then you just double the first boss and you get double the rewards. And maybe the boss eats the other boss. Good. 6-shooter that was rare. Whatever. I wonder if you always crit when you use that. I wonder if you always crit from invis in the game. I didn't mean to throw it. That acid hurts me. Alright. You know what? Just for you, Chad, I'll use the explosive on the boss. Just for you. You sent a menacing presence. Seem to find the boss. I guess it's kind of funny that I'm using it for the first time in the boss fight. It's like that whole, maybe you should practice before you do it. But I'm I'm just gonna go ahead and try this really dangerous weapon for the first time. In a place where I probably shouldn't be doing it. And hope for the best. Didn't mean to shoot. Okay, there's a lot of you. Why are there so many of you? Alright. Oh. Oh. Where did you come from? Okay, that was bad. I can't use that anymore. Right. Right. You know what? I hope nearby includes that tree. And it isn't too far. Yes! Perfect. Okay, so what other spells do I have that could possibly save me here? Warp to a random position. Applies the weakened status to all enemies around you. I swear there's a trap around here somewhere. Zombie down the road. Just shoot him. I leveled up. That was pretty good. I still have a bomb that I could just throw out there. Ooh. I'll take it. Oh, I did not know I can attack them as they're walking into the space. I thought I had to wait until they're into the space, then I can hit them. That's interesting. I wonder how a game could ever communicate something like that, because it feels accidental. I gotta run. Okay, you know what? It's fine. We don't get to see a new biome. The game is good. It's just it's strange because it's like it's a great game. It just suffers from the same roguelike problem that other roguelikes do, where it's like the early game is always sort of the boring part of the game, and then once you know the early game, it's just a matter of like, I guess, like maximizing your resources. Then it's just sort of like, oh, I'm going to the early game again, and then again, and then again. And then the gear check does feel a little strong, but again, I was playing very, very risky for the sake of fun, so it could just be a me thing, which it usually is. You think what it is that I hit a trap that he walked into. That could be the case, actually. That could be the case. But it is a fun game. I think this game is extremely fun. The Thief short sword seems really good. Maybe I'll save that. But you just have to be aware that I think it goes a little bit slower than most of the games out there nowadays. Not that that's a bad thing. Slow games aren't bad. It's just this one in particular feels very, very slow. But granted, it's all these games. Every single one of these games feels slow, so it's just a genre thing. Does he trigger the damage trap itself? That makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, that's probably good. Increase damage, change revolver. I also really enjoyed the aesthetic of the game. It's a very classic aesthetic. Wait a minute! Use HP when I run out of ammo! Wait, that sounds amazing. No, don't do it. It's a cool mix of different genres, and it's sort of a fun take on the idea of, oh, Resident Evil, but roguelike. And honestly, it doesn't feel bad to play. Like, it actually feels like it works. Fires twice per turn for half damage. Shots might hit additional targets. Increases melee damage. Well, forget the pouch. That sounds pretty good. So I have better EXP gain on my melee weapon. I get this. I do more melee damage. I get this for next time. I get this for next time. Alright, good. Stubborn. Deal more damage on low HP. That's me every single time. Let's do herb healing. Wait, what's my armor? Yeah. Increase herb healing or deal more damage. It's a good game. I do hope that, you know, this game keeps on going, and I hope that more people find out about the game. It's a surprisingly niche type of game that I wouldn't even have found if I just wasn't looking for random zombie games, right? It's one of those things that's fun about the Halloween time, is that you get to see a bunch of games that you normally wouldn't check out just because it's sort of like, oh, another Resident Evil, oh sure. But then you look at it closer and you realize there's a lot more to it than just, oh, it's just Resident Evil. Just one of those hard things about making games and selling games, is that the space is so saturated with so many different games that I think gems like this can be missed, right? And even with its flaws of the basic map layouts and sort of the slower early game, it still works really well. But you could tell that I was falling asleep at some point, because once you get the loop, you do get the loop, so. But for what, 4 days off the release? Maybe 4 days? 5 days off the release? For 5 days off the release, this is really good stuff. I'm actually surprised how polished the game is. Initially, when I saw the announcement for this game, I thought it was going to release in early access. Hello, you. I thought this game was going to release in early access and actually be an incomplete experience, and you'd sort of like see them building the mechanics up, but no, it's actually a full experience. And that's really cool to see, I think, because it being a full experience means that you have a lot of time with this game that you can go through, and you can spend a lot of time with this game, and you'll always like get some level of satisfaction out of it. It's good bang for your buck, which I don't usually like to say, but especially in this case, I think it's really good to bang for your buck. And especially if you're bored of other roguelikes. Not to say that I'm bored of some of them, but a lot of the roguelikes, you just play them over and over and over, and at some point they all feel the same. It's nice to sort of go back to the base of the genre, and then try like a new flavor of that base of the genre. Maybe you don't want to try the Mystery Dungeon series. Maybe you don't want to play something like Cataclysm tHe. Maybe you don't want to play something like Tome 4. Maybe you don't want to play, Dungeon Stone Soup. You can just play something like this and have a good time with it. And it has just some like very sort of baseline humor, poking fun at this old genre of games. It works really well. Just it is slow.